Let's go over how to improve forearm pronation and supination at the elbow joint. Now, when trying to improve things like shoulder mobility and wrist mobility, it's not often talked about how well does the forearm actually rotate. So if we look at something like a front rack position, when the humerus is in external rotation with the arms directly in front of the body, there's more of a demand for this forearm pronation. If we're missing this, then what's going to happen is the elbow is going to drift outside, the humerus is going to internally rotate, and we lose that solid front rack position. So in order to fully flex the elbow, we need this supination range of motion. And if we were to try to do this in a pronated position, it requires more of that elbow rotation because there's an uncoupling between the humerus and the elbow of the natural motions that happen. In contrast to that, when we extend the elbow, forearm pronation is what's coupling with elbow extension. So if we're missing elbow extension, I would definitely look into forearm pronation. If we're missing the ability for the elbow to flex, I would also be looking at forearm supination. So let's go over how to improve these ranges. I'm going to take a stick, place the back of the forearm on my thigh, and then I'm going to actively pronate and see how far I could go. Now from there, I'm going to take my other hand and use it as some overpressure to leverage a stretch. And we're not going to want this hand to be so far out distally because I could place some stress on the wrist. So have it more proximally on the stick. And now from here, I'm going to drive the stick into my hand, this top hand here, into supination. So we're stretching the muscles that supinate the wrist and forearm. So ramp up for about 10 to 20 seconds. Relax that tension. Push down into more of a passive stretch. Repeat. Push up into the hand, about 10 to 20 seconds. Relax and move a little bit further. Now when we're going to improve supination, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to place the front of the forearm on the thigh, and then from there, actively supinate, see how far we can go. And then we're going to take the other end of the stick with the other hand and passively stretch into more supination. Okay, we don't want to stretch so far that our spine is moving like that. We want to stay nice and isolated here. So as for an isometric, we're going to drive this end of the stick into my hand. So we're actively trying to pronate into the hand, 10 to 20 seconds, relax, move a bit deeper, drive down, relax, move a bit deeper. And we can repeat this for the prescribed repetitions. So give these a try and retest how your elbow and shoulder actually moves